to Two Dumbbells and a Microphone. I'm Joey Dussel.
And I'm DJ Moore.
Welcome to the first ever episode.
Very first. Exciting, dude.
Absolutely.
I've been telling my clients about this all week.
Yeah.
Last week. I'm geeked. We have talked about this so many. It's been, at least 2 years we've talked about podcasts.
Yeah.
At least 2 years.
Nothing like waiting until it's completely saturated and then getting into it. So, yeah. Podcast has been a long time coming in our thoughtful development and a ton of conversations actually over this very kitchen table. Talking
many
about
cups of coffee.
Yeah.
Remember that apartment?
Yeah.
Small apartment. Talked about this stuff.
Small apartment with a big couch and a lot of noise from train and highway.
Yeah.
So we've been thinking about the podcast for a long time. We've been talking to people that are close to us in our lives about the podcast, but now we're making it official. We've got all the gear here and we've been properly recording. So first episode, let's get right into it.
Let's go. I can't wait.
Cool. So we're thinking about this, and the first question we wanted to answer was, why bother to make a podcast? What are we going to talk about? Why would people listen? What is this all for?
Do you know why you're doing this?
It's a big question, right?
It is a big question for both of us. I can tell you why I'm doing this.
Go ahead.
I'm tired of the misinformation being put out there. And I am tired of this Hollywood style of health and nutrition that I'm seeing. This false front of health being propagated. And now we're seeing, I think people are weaker and less capable now than they've ever been.
Yeah.
And I think the message
Certainly.
that's being sent out to them via whatever platform you're watching it on. I'm not going to call out specifics because we all know who we
Bring this
watch
over
on.
just a little bit so you're coming right across it, so I can hear you going in and out. I think if you can, maybe right here.
Let's try that.
Yeah, sounded better already. Go ahead, though. It's this chasm between what you and I see as real world trainers, the reality of health and fitness that actually works for people,
Right.
and then the message that we see that's broadcast on social media and in Hollywood, and that huge disconnect between the two.
Yeah. And it's disparaging. And that's why, that's one of the reasons. That's just one of the reasons why I'm doing this.
Absolutely.
To break down the information, give it to people in a realistic format. Real people giving really helpful advice that may help you change your outcomes.
Right.
So, and again, we can go on for hours until you and I both starve on this topic. So to me, my first why I would just say is because I really want to just break that barrier, show people what you see is not really what you're getting.
Absolutely.
Right? What did you call it? The fourth wall?
Yeah, the fourth wall. We can break the fourth wall and give people a bit of a chance to get a behind the scenes or a peek behind the curtain view of the health and fitness industry from a health and fitness expert. So two of them in the industry, and really hopefully give them an advantage because of that information.
Maybe even bring some peace of mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's a lot of disparity when someone trying to get healthy can look up on YouTube and be completely overwhelmed of where to start, what to do, how to get there. I think there's just too much emphasis on this, and there's disparaged. I think it's much simpler to get to health and wellness than people think.
Yeah.
Or being eluded to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're right now in an industry where the personal trainer or other health and fitness expert is trained and instructed to develop that false complexity and to say to the client, hey, this is so complicated that you need me in order to go through it successfully. Oh, and by the way, I'll do that for you for $2,000. And so it is actually like we are doing that as members of that industry. We need to go against that. We need to make sure that people understand that it can be relatively simple to still get success when you try this.
There's no deciphering a code here.
Right.
And I believe that that's what our social media has kind of alluded to, that I'm the one that you should be listening to. No. It's me you should be listening to.
Right. All different voices competing for that attention.
Yeah, but no, it's really me over here that you should be listening to, which makes me laugh between you and me. Is like, well, then why would you listen to us?
Yeah. One more voice.
One more voice, two more voices.
Yeah.
However, with that being said, it's two voices that actually are doing this too. And we're not looking for fame. We're not looking for fortune. We're not looking for sponsorships, which keeps our tone and our message to the people.
Right.
Without being our hand being forced into what we should be wearing, what we should be eating, and what we should be talking about.
Right.
For us, we get to talk to real people because we are real people.
Yeah, that's an amazing freedom, not beholden to advertisers or a certain amount of content duration or, schedule of posting. We can actually make this for us, by us, and we can talk about what we want to in the way we want to the people we want to, for the reasons that we want to, which I think has just a fantastic purity to it. We don't have to worry about any of these other factors that we typically need to when we're faced with other parts of the health and fitness industry.
I like to teach people how to work out without restrictions. Well, I don't like to be restricted either when I'm trying to deliver a message.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a key platform for the two of us to allow people to really hear information in a different way, a different tone.
I hope so.
Not a negative tone. I think we mentioned it, the counterculture words yet, but that's what we're kind of alluding to here.
Yeah.
Not to be negative, not to be just on the other side, to be on the other side, to be a devil's advocate, because that's also, for my book, that's just, I don't need controversy.
Just
here.
like being difficult.
Yeah, there's enough controversy as it is.
Right.
I want people to be enlightened.
Yeah.
And this is definitely, for me, maybe my second reason is because after all the years of doing this, I want to send my message out, my philosophy, what I have learned over 36 years.
Wow, nice.
Since the age of 14.
Wow.
When I picked up my first dumbbells and barbells and stuff like that. So now I get a real voice. I can talk professionally to people, just like other professionals talk to people. I'm excited about this, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is exciting. And I think that it's something that, not everybody even has the chance. And so for you and I both, we've only been able to get to this point where we're sitting down in front of expensive laptops with expensive hardware. We've only made it this far because of our success in the fitness industry so far. And I don't say that to be braggadocious, but just to allude to the fact that while you're working your way up in the industry and you're going through different jobs, you have to kind of figure out who you are and what you're about. And both of us have found out that we are kind of inherently counterculture. Again, not to be difficult or just to be in everyone's way, but we're counterculture for the fact that current fitness culture or health and fitness industry culture right now it's not right. It might even be broken. And we know that's true because the health and wellness of our population is at an all-time low. People are fatter and weaker than they've ever been, and that's in the face of larger efforts to counteract it than have ever been enacted before. So we're trying harder, and it's working even worse.
Yeah, it's like we're forcing the issue, and by doing that, it's pushing it away.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, and so people might hear me say that and say, or they might respond in their mind that, there is people who are achieving new personal records, new world records. We're seeing some individuals hit these pinnacles of sport and achievement. And so in some ways, we are succeeding and we are seeing that improvement. But for the masses, that's not the case. For the majority of people, those outliers are...
Those are athletes.
Exactly, yeah. So we're seeing this widening spread between how most people are and how unhealthy they are and how some people are portrayed and how fit they are. And that's the social media piece we talked about earlier. And it seems like that disconnect between what people think health and fitness trainers are and what we do and how we live, and then how we actually do live. And that disconnect is because of the false broadcast
of everything that's out there. Yeah, every man, every woman that's got their shirt off or their pants are so tight around their booty that you see all these contours, this false image, this
everything is smooth enough, too smooth.
Like, how many dudes are still shaving their chest, man?
Right.
Come on, really?
Maybe more than ever.
I have to, man, so you can see my abs and my chest. Like, seriously?
Well, and that's what we think we learn along the way, and that's part of
That's
part of
what
what we
they're
want to
watching.
try to break away from.
That's what they're seeing on all those thumbnails.
Yep.
Every girl, every guy with their shirts off and so awesomely built, or look at my feet of jumping 35 feet straight in the air. You're like, I got to watch that.
Yeah.
Well, how many people can do that?
Well, I did just put out a box jump video not too long ago.
I know you jumped a little higher than me too.
Yeah, that's why
Was
you
it
bring
two?
it up.
Was it 2 inches? Was it
Just
2
a
inches?
slight boost, yeah, 2 inches.
Oh,
One and a
wait.
half.
So to give it, let's go down this road for a
Yeah,
quick second
hit
to
me.
give it some lightheartedness here to the subject.
Sure.
So you jumped 52. Was it 52 or 54?
Gosh, I don't even remember.
No, I
right
think
now.
it's 50.
One of the two.
I'm competitive, so I think it's 52,
Yeah, it was higher than I'd ever done before.
which
I
was
remember
sick.
that.
It was a great jump. And then I did 50. Okay. What people don't know that don't see us and don't know who you are or I are size. Now, I'm 205 pounds.
Yep.
And I'm 5'10". You are
155, 5'7".
okay. Give me the 2 inches.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Just bulk alone getting
Yeah.
up. I'm like,
You're lifting a lot more, almost as far.
however,
so that's impressive.
However, there's also another distinction. Let's give it this one. I'm 49, and you are
32.
32.
Yeah, so I got a
So I got some heft, I got some years,
yeah,
but I'm so damn competitive
yeah.
that I will try to get that 52, and then I'm going to
Good.
push you to go jump 54.
Yeah,
and then
nice.
Just to
And I'll
do that
bring
thing.
you in for some gymnastics moves after that too.
Oh yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah,
And then prowler push, we'll hand it back to you.
yeah.
But that's kind of a cool thing. Like we're bantering back and forth, and maybe the box jump stuff isn't so relevant for new listeners. But what I do want them to hear right there is, we're talking about this health and fitness, and we're actually like real world participants too.
Absolutely.
We're doing it for ourselves. We're in the gym, and when we're doing that, it's for the same reasons that other people go for their own health and fitness goals.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't train to be the highest jumper or the strongest trainer. I train like every Tom and Bob and Susan because I don't want to visit the doctor as much.
Right.
I want to stay as far away from that person as possible.
Totally valid.
And being aware of my nutrition and my training efforts, that helps.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that all the time.
And I can say this confidently, but as well as your motivation there's also a factor or a piece of it which is just the quest for improvement. Even if you won't ever be the highest, even if you weren't higher than me, if you are still stepping upward and improving yourself.
If I hit 51 inches,
Exactly. Even if I go 53.
stoked.
Exactly. And so
Stoked.
that's a cool piece of health and fitness that I wish more of my clients would share. And I don't say that to, be holier than thou and tell them what to do, but because I want them to have that kind of same feeling of trying to make yourself better and then hitting that mark and having it be kind of siloed from what you see other people doing. And that is inherently not Instagrammable. When we improve, but we didn't hit a new record or we didn't do something that's notable amongst the masses of other posters, it doesn't feel like a success. And I think that that's something that kind of is a bit derogatory to people's health and fitness effort.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that we can give people that idea, even if you're not being the flashiest, you can still be improving yourself. And that's actually really admirable. It's something we should support.
Always.
Yeah.
Being a trainer as long as I have seen some unhealthy shaped people giving it their all.
Yeah.
And man, every time I'm clapping in my own head for them.
Yeah.
And I'm going, you go, get going. When I see people like running on the streets and I'm like, oh, yo, this is probably one of their first or second times really
Early
getting
run,
out. Like
yeah.
you can tell that, and I'm like, yo, but they're out there,
Yep.
they're doing it. You can tell they're not a runner, but they're doing something. And I'm down with that.
That's cool.
I'm
Yeah.
down with that.
I love that, and it is so cool to see more people starting and getting the benefits of health and fitness, but I think it's actually way more compelling if you have some someone that you can help get rid of a second chin rather than go to a second championship. If I can coach a regular person improve their everyday life every day rather than that athlete who gets a championship one time, and that's impressive. I'm not trying to knock on anyone who has a trophy, but it's so much smaller than your 24-hour-a-day life and the way that your body works for you and how good you feel. If I can have an impact there, I'm way happier than the athlete.
I think that breaks down to your purpose.
Yeah.
Your why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your purpose. And I agree with that. Yeah. When I first started training, I really thought, ooh, got to get those athletes up, right? Got to get those athletes. Oh, you want to train an athlete because they'll just do whatever you want. Yeah, maybe they will. Well, because they got an agenda too and a purpose. But you're right. I find a lot of satisfaction when my client can not do something, we train, and then we can do that something.
Yeah.
Or the versions are getting better and better and better and
Yeah.
better. And I know that I'm making a difference in their entire life.
Yeah.
From the point of whatever age they are now, 10 years down the road, what we're doing is going to be for that time.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
That's
for
a
me.
big deal. Absolutely.
I agree.
If their legs are stronger and they notice every time they get in and out of their car, that's cool. That's way cooler than just you have a certain number of squat ability or how much strength you have.
Well, have you trained any professional athletes? Semi-professional athletes?
No semi-professional athletes, just amateur athletes at the OSU Sports Performance and Conditioning Center when I was a student.
Yeah. What'd you think? I mean, and that's maybe not even a fair topic here because it's so many years ago. You've changed.
Yeah.
Since that time, you've learned, who God knows how much you've learned since then.
Yeah.
So.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, you're definitely a different perspective. Are we still on topic?
I don't know. Let's see here.
Let's look at our big computer screens here.
We got this list of the things we want to make sure we cover because we do think it's important for people to know kind of who we are and what we're about and why we're doing the podcast. So let's do this. In the next 3 minutes or less, we'll just run through this overall style. And I think we've hit on a few of them already, so we'll just jump straight into it.
Right into it.
Yeah, counterculture and the reasons why.
I think we laid that out.
Yep. The fact that the podcast is for us, by us, unsponsored, not beholden to industry or any type of overlord. I think that's a killer distinction.
Yeah, we're freedom. We got freedom here.
Yeah.
Say what we want.
Yep. Now, we're always going to strive to be to the point, and we do have a bit of mental rehearsal on the topics that we've chosen for each show, but we are going to have this just be unscripted so we can make sure that you have that conversational feeling with us.
Yeah, topics. Do you know where I spend most of my time thinking about my topics?
Yeah, I do, but tell us all.
When I'm playing ball, fetch with my dog Milo.
Yep.
I'm out there just in this dog park throwing this ball back and forth, having conversation with myself about these topics. So that's how I do mine.
Perfect. Yeah, and I think that even if we talk about a topic, if we decide we want to cover something, and we think about it for a while before we come to a recording, we also have that thought process augmented by the decades of real world experience. We can kind of take those things and put them through a filter of what works with real people and actually gets results.
Again, we're real people.
Yeah.
We're real trainers, real health and nutrition coaches. Seen a lot of it. Next. No supplements. Right?
I got one more here. So
yep.
We do have our lighthearted and positive attitude. And while we're going through this, we bring this up directly because if you were someone that knows us in person, you would automatically listen to the podcast and say, oh yeah, I know how those guys are. I know what they're like. I know kind of what they're alluding to when they're talking about whatever. And I think that goes a long way, to say something about our character. So we're going to bring that into the audio here as well. And when we talk about anything, I just want to look for the benefit of the doubt on the positivity and the way we're going through it.
I agree.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's the way we are in real life. There's a lot of fitness, a lot of energy is spent in the fitness industry debating components of the fitness industry. And it's kind of a weird division for us to put amongst ourselves because we're actually a pretty small minority of the population. If we think health and fitness people, there's more that are not participating as they should.
Yeah.
And so we can't afford to squabble amongst ourselves. And DJ and I have both said to each other that we don't want to have that perception that we're putting anyone on blast or trying to take anybody down when we talk about something.
Unless we need to. I don't know. Maybe if we become popular.
We got to leave ourselves.
Yeah. For now, we're nobodies. So we really don't have any weight in this health and industry world yet because our names are not famous. They're not known. The people that do know us, there's a very small number of people.
Yeah.
If you look at the world as a whole. So,
and that is something that we want to do. Like, we recognize that this is not going to be a famous chart-topping podcast, and we purposefully don't want it to be.
You see, you say that, and then it becomes famous.
Well, maybe.
Not maybe. This is what happens, dude. You say something, and then all of a sudden people go, "These guys don't want to be famous," and they go, poof, and you put there, and now our stuff is viral.
All right.
Please don't do that.
Hopefully we go viral.
Please don't do that. No.
But the reason why we bring it up is because it's not on our agenda to try to get attention for attention's sake. We're not trying to hit big numbers of downloads or listen to time. Really what we're interested in is being able to add this necessary voice to that huge chorus that's already really loud on social media.
I want to help people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I don't want to be a distraction to you. Yeah. I want to help you, which is why I'll be very direct, because direct works for me.
Yeah, direct and to the point, without being rude. But making
it might
sure
be. It depends on who's listening. I'm not trying to. You said it. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm not trying to offend you,
right,
in any shape or form. But when I do talk direct, it does sound aggressive. Okay.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes you do need to be a little directly aggressive for someone's own good.
I don't want to be your father, so I'm not going to be your father. But the sound of my voice may sound like fatherly advice voice.
That would work, yeah.
Can we have fatherly advice voice? That might be a special segment.
Well, I think especially when that advice is presented from the place of being in that own person's best interest. It's not that you're trying to be the boss or that you need to be, holier than thou because you have a 6-pack or 8 or 10, or you don't. But the idea that when we're talking about something, it's actually for our client or our audience members' best interest.
Best interest.
Yeah. We don't have an investment in the supplements that you could buy or any kind of swag or any ads at all, because we want to make sure that if you're listening to us, you have that sensation that we're conversationally hanging out at a backyard barbecue.
You could actually be the person sitting right next to us, and we're talking just like this to you.
That would be great. I would love that.
It has happened many a times.
Yeah.
Kind of why I'm probably not as fun at parties.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. If you ever see me at a party or a gathering, please don't ask me what I do, or maybe ask me, but just know this. I'm going to say we probably shouldn't talk about this topic here.
Yeah, because we could be still there late at night starving to death.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, and to that point, DJ, and I know we're going a little over our time goal, but when we're doing these episodes, we hope that people don't need to take notes or feel a scientific overwhelm from facts and figures or calculations and equations. But we do want to come into that sensation of you're hanging out with us, you're getting this real world advice, and I hope that it actually works for you.
We have to try it. Yeah.
We're doing it. Yeah. All right. I think that covers everything. We will just be back for some of our future episodes. Coming up, we're going to cover some of these topics that we've identified as the things we want to talk about the most, and a few that have been suggested to us from close family members and clients. So look forward to those, and be back for the next one.
That's our first. Two dumbbells and a microphone, folks. Welcome and thank you. If you listened all the way through this, thank you.
Absolutely. Yes.
This was a blast.
Thank you.